Hey guys, I have some more big projects under development, but as I've now gotten my work permit and will be leaving for China in less than 2 weeks, I do not have a ton of time to focus on video editing, but I hope to at least get one more big video before I leave. Right now, I wanted to cover another article I found in a simpler video format than usual. 35 practical steps men can take to support feminism. Remember that word, practical.
Most men do many things in their daily lives that directly or indirectly contribute to a culture of gender inequality.
Yes, tell us all us men are oppressing women just by living our lives. Do you really think that women are that weak?
On Facebook, a friend recently linked to an article called 20 Tools for Men to Further Feminist Revolution. Although he liked the list, he correctly noted that most of the suggestions were quite academic. The friend in question, like me, is an academic. So this point is not meant to be an indictment of the original article. It's just the practical tools and academic tools can have different places in the world.
The article in question is almost as bad as this one, but I'm not going to pick apart that one in this video. As far as you being an academic, I looked at the author's profile. PhD candidate in political science. Seems impressive. I think political science is a good field. I wish I knew what your undergraduate degree is, but I will accept that you are an academic. Academic studies, in theory, are based on data and evidence. A practical list seems to be based on feelings, opinions, and generalizations, which are actually a lot easier to debunk, and the reason I picked this as a topic for a quick video.
The list is not intended to be exhaustive or exclusive. Certain items on the list will apply to some men more than others. But if you are a man and a human, I guarantee that there is at least one area on the list where you could make an improvement. If you think that there's something we've missed, tell me. If you think that something on the list is problematic, let's have a conversation about it.
You know what? I will hold you to that. I'm going to find a way to send you this video. To be frank, it sounds like you only want to hear from other feminists, but I really am trying to find a feminist who will actually listen to me, respond, and yes, even consider what I have to say, instead of immediately dismissing me and blocking me.
Number 4. Give women space. Many women walk around, especially at night or while alone, feeling on edge and unsafe. Being in close physical proximity to an unknown man can exasperate this feeling. Recognize that this is not an unreasonable fear for women to have, given how many of us have experienced harassment or abuse or have been made to feel unsafe by men when we are in public spaces. Also recognize that it doesn't matter if you are the kind of man who a woman has any actual reason to fear, because a woman on the street doesn't have any way of knowing this about you or not.
This is just cringy. In your mind, you really see women as scared and vulnerable victims? How many women do you think have actually been harassed and abused by men? I can almost guarantee it is not as many as you think it is. And men are 3 times more likely to be murdered than women. Men are also the majority of mugging victims and assault. Yes, women are the majority of sexual assault victims, but the vast majority of those are committed by men that the women know. Violent stranger rape is extremely rare. So why is it that women feel unsafe around men in public? Could it be that feminists have convinced them to feel unsafe?
Examples. If a seat is available on public transit next to a man, take that seat rather than one next to a woman. If you are walking outside in the dark close to a woman walking alone, cross the street so that she doesn't have to worry about someone is following her. If a woman is standing alone on a subway platform, stand some distance away from her.
Damn. Listen up, men. If you see a woman you do not know, just stay away. Do not look at her, do not stand near her, do not walk parallel to her, and definitely do not talk to her. Holy crap, do not talk to her. Talking to a woman? Hell, that's like beating them in their vaginas with your male privilege. I'm not going to be in a good mood when I finish this video, am I?
Number 6. When a woman tells you something is sexist, believe her.
Hey, Tiger-O.
Good morning, Tiffany. How are you today?
I'm doing A to the amazing.
Good to hear. I love that dress, by the way. You look even more beautiful than usual.
What did you say?
I said I love that dress, by the way. You look even more beautiful than usual.
Oh, you're just gonna repeat it? You sexist pig! I am not here to be objectified by a man. I am a businesswoman, and you will respect me as such.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I was trying to, I was trying to compliment you.
Keep your sexual harassment to yourself, you fucking misogynist pig.
I'm sorry. It'll never happen again.
A few moments later.
Hello.
Hi, I'm calling HR because I'm reporting sexual harassment. Tigero, an employee on the same floor as myself, said some really offensive, like sexual in nature things, and I'm just so uncomfortable.
Oh, wow, that's terrible. Man, we take sexual harassment in the workplace very seriously. Thank you for reporting this, and we will take the proper investigative measures.
3 hours later.
I've been sexually harassed at work, and nothing has been done. It's like they support women being sexually harassed and raped.
The next day.
Wait, how many people are calling? Whoa. They're calling about what? No, we don't need that type of attention. Whoa, Tigero! Hey, come into my office, man. Hey, boss, what's up? Hey, Tigero, look, I'm sorry, my hands are tied. We've been catching a lot of heat and a ton of phone calls have been coming in about you. We can't afford this type of bad press, man. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to let you go.
What? Let me go? For what?
Hey, look, Tigero, my hands are tied. It's something about you and sexual harassment with an employee. Look, my boss has called me and told me about this. We had a lot of phone calls. This is snowballing, man. There's a lot of bad press. Look, Tigero, I'm sorry. Clean out your desk. I'll need you out the office by the end of business.
Yep, that's right. Listen and believe. You don't want to make women equal. You want to give them a power over men.
Number 7. Educate yourself about sexual consent and make sure that there is clear, unambiguous communication of consent in all of your sexual relationships.
So, girl, did you hear about that new guy, Reke? The one who's, like, right next to Diane's cubicle? Like, apparently they were talking, and, like, it came up in conversation that he's single. He's single? Oh, my God, he's single! I think that's him. Oh, my God. Play it cool.
What's up, ladies?
Hey, Ricky. Oh, Ricky, look, I hear that you're in, like, super good shape, and, like, looking at you, you have, like, the most amazing body ever. Like, oh my God, you're so toned. Anyways, look, I've been wanting to get in shape, and, I hear you go to LA Fitness. I was hoping we could, like, work out together sometime.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm running late for a meeting, though, so I'll catch you both later. You ladies have a great day.
Bye, Ricky.
A few moments later.
Oh, girl, the things I would do to him. I just want to sit on his gorgeous face. He is so gorgeous. Oh, my God.
Number 13. Be mindful of implicit and explicit gender power differentials in your intimate domestic relationships with women, whether a partner or family members or roommates. Work to recognize where inherent structural power differentials based on race, class, gender, sexual orientation, age, and so on, where you benefit from these structural imbalances. Educate yourself about your privilege and work on finding ways to create more equitable balance of power. For example, if you are in a domestic partnership where you are the primary income earner, educate yourself about the gendered wage gap and work on dividing labor and economic resources within your household in a way that increases the economic autonomy of your partner.
Take it away, shoe on head.
The wage gap is simply the average earnings of men and women working full-time. It does not count for different job positions, hours worked, or different jobs. It has nothing to do with the same job. It has nothing to do with discrimination.
Ugh, Damn it, the wage gap again. This has been debunked so much already. It reminds me of creationists quote-mining Charles Darwin talking about the evolution of the eye. But hey, you wanted me to educate myself on the wage gap? Well, I did, so allow me to return the favor. The wage gap is actually an earnings gap. When you account for experience, type of job, hours worked, the wage gap drops to a negligible 2 to 4%. What is the cause of this? Is it sexism? Maybe in some cases there are always going to be sexist people. Some people just suck. But that is not all. I'll leave a link in the description that will provide more detail about this. Now, in most families in most Western countries, the men work longer hours, earn more money, and women work fewer hours and do more housework. I'm glad we have moved away from the time when there was a strong emphasis on women's work and men's work. I have talked to my parents and grandparents. They have told me that when they were children, the fact that I liked to bake would have been seen as extremely strange and something to be discouraged. But women still have to get pregnant and give birth. This takes them out of the workforce for some time, and in certain fields, such as upper management and technological development, it can be really hard to get caught up. Like you said, women assume the physical risks of being pregnant. Is it not fair that men assume more of the financial responsibility of bringing that child into the world? As far as the other qualifiers like race, that is another thing to which you are drawing the wrong conclusions based on partial and misleading data. Take a look at this picture of my senior project team. The two Asian guys and I are computer engineers. The Hispanic guy is an electrical and electronics engineer with an emphasis on electronics. Basically, it's as close as you can come to being a computer engineer while still being an electrical engineer. So Armando and I have essentially the same experience and qualifications. In your mind, you think that I still have more privilege and more opportunities than him simply because I am white. But that is wrong. Yes, proportionally, there are fewer Hispanic engineers in America than white ones, but it is not because they are not allowed or otherwise discriminated against. There are a lot more Hispanic immigrants than white ones, and they have different cultural expectations and financial backgrounds that affect their choices. Less Hispanics try to become engineers, but now that he is one, Armando and I have the same likelihood of getting hired. We have the same privilege. I can make the same argument in reverse. There are disproportionately more Asian engineers than white ones, especially in computers. Are Andrew and Lawrence going to be selected over me simply because they are Asian? No. More Asians choose to become engineers because they have more of a cultural expectation to go in the higher prestige fields. So all four of us now have the same privilege, and I would argue that anyone privileged enough to attend university has as much privilege as anyone else in their field, regardless of gender or ethnicity. Look at this clip from my graduation ceremony. The master's program for electrical and electronics engineering is dominated by Indian students. Does that bother you at all? What if it was dominated by white students? Would that bother you?
Number 28. Don't police women's appearance. Women are taught to internalize intensely restrictive beauty norms from the time they are small children. Don't do or say things that make women feel like they aren't meeting this norm or create pressure on them to meet it. At the same time, it is equally not a feminist response to do or say things that pressure women to use their body to resist these norms if they don't want to. Recognize that there are significant social sanctions for women who disobey beauty norms, and they shouldn't be expected to act as martyrs and accept these sanctions if they don't want to. Whether to your personal aesthetic or ideals, you think she wears too much makeup or too little, removes too much body hair or not enough, it is none of your business how women choose for their bodies to look.
Hey, Susie.
Oh, hiya, Carl.
You look a little different today.
Yeah, I put on more eyeshadow and put some highlights in my hair. Do you like it?
Aw, you look beautiful, Susie. But I like how you look without the makeup.
You're so sweet.
Oh my god! How dare you tell that woman how she should dress? It's not all about you, Mr. Entitled!
Number 33. Walk the walk about income inequality.
To what I have to
Women
say.
still earn about 70% as much as men. If you are in a position where you are financially able to do so, consider donating a symbolic 23% of your income to social justice-oriented causes. If 23% sounds like a lot to you, that's because it is a lot. And it's also a law for women who don't have a choice whether to forfeit this amount or not.
Wow, you have just jumped the shark. Fork over some cash, you feminist overlords, to help us teach you how much you are oppressing us. You know what? You should call Prime Minister Trudeau. I bet he would jump at the chance to donate his money. You think women are forced to give to feminist causes? Come, you are insane. Or feminism is a religion. Or both. Do you really think anyone is indoctrinated into going into a field like early childhood education? Being responsible for the safety and well-being of rooms filled with loud and easily distracted little children is something you have to want to do. You need to have a passion for it to succeed. It is the same with engineering fields. You have to be prepared for 14-hour days of studying and work. You have to really care about the subject matter to succeed. You cannot indoctrinate anyone to take up such a field. If less women are choosing to work higher-paying fields, then you cannot blame men. We are not oppressing anyone simply by making more money. We were not given this money because of our gender. We earned it because of our hard work. Remember this clip from my graduation ceremony? An odd trend that I've noticed is that while the fields of computer science and electrical and engineering science both have fairly large proportions of women, the computer engineering program, which mostly is a blend of the previous two, has very few women, fewer than any other ECS program except for construction management. I am not sure why. I actually have started gathering statistics and other data to potentially make a video about it in a few months. This is Yakira. She was the sole woman to graduate with a degree in computer engineering in the spring of 2016. You seem to be under the impression that she is still oppressed because she is a woman, and that I will always have unearned advantage over her. But like I said with Armando, that is not true. We both have the same qualifications. We both have the same privilege. The proportion of women engineers is much higher in the under 30 demographic, and I expect that as the new generation of more diverse college graduates continues to grow, the earnings gap will diminish, but it will never cease if it is allowed to represent natural interests and capabilities. There is no benefit to be gained by enacting illegal hiring and payment discriminations designed to force gender parity and earnings parity by unfairly disadvantaging men.
Number 34. Get in the habit of treating your maleness as an unearned privilege that you have to actively work to cede, rather than femaleness being an unearned disadvantage that women have to work to overcome.
Sorry I'm white! Sorry I'm male! Sorry I'm white! Sorry I'm male! Sorry I'm white! I'm sorry I'm male! Why? Why am I a monster?
Number 35. Self-identify as a feminist. Speak about feminism as a natural, normal, uncontentious belief, because it should be. Don't hedge and use terms like humanist or feminist ally that reinforce the idea that the F word itself is a scary word.
The reason why feminism is seen as so contentious is because it is now associated with people like you. You are not really interested in equality. All you want to do is spread propaganda. You want to turn women into entitled, angry whiners with a victim complex. You want men to be timid feminist mouthpieces who know their place, constantly afraid of being called sexist, and so guilty for how they were born to the point that they self-flagellate to appease self-righteous ideologues.
I do not care if you try to qualify your list by saying that not all men need to do all of these things. You honestly believe that maleness is a crime unto itself. You are hypocritical and dishonest. Everything on your list is either utter crap, things that apply to men and women, or things that are already obvious to everyone. Men are not treated better in our society than women, and everything that makes a woman upset is not gender inequality. Worse yet, you want to make women believe that their choices are not really their own, and you want men to take responsibility for women who do not take the paths you would lay out for them. You seem particularly upset by men earning more money than women, so much that you want us to pay for it ourselves. as if it is somehow our fault and it happens to women against their will. You do not want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to have your cake, eat it, and then take part of men's cake because they chose to eat more cake than you did.
Thank you all for watching. If you like what I do, please subscribe. And if you really like it, I would be very grateful for anyone willing to support me on Patreon. This video was done quickly, so it was not included in the Patreon support stream. I used a video from Tiger Row. Please check him out. His videos are very entertaining.